Nick, last month you spoke at a franchisors conference regarding what do the walls say about your brand. Can you explain why it's important to include franchise development info within your four walls?
Yeah, so the four walls is your primary marketing tool for getting in front of your potential franchisees, because a potential franchisee wants to engage with the brand prior to making a decision of buying a franchise. So the most likely place where they're going to interact with your brand is within your four walls, whether you're retail or your restaurant. If you're service-based, then four walls marketing is a little bit different. It could be on your vans, it could be in your printed material. Four walls is just the concept of marketing through the means that you already have. So for a franchise brand not to do it, that means there could be millions of customers in a system that walk through and have no clue that it's a franchise or that it's a chain. And that disconnect leaves many prospects on the table. So it's really about taking advantage of any form of real estate that you have as a brand to put you in the best light, or position you in the best light to get the prospects that you want.
Do you have any examples or know of any brands that do this well?
Well, we've talked about Five Guys as being an excellent brand. A lot of people don't know that they existed before the 2000s, and they're coming up on, or they are 30 years old as a company now, or right around 30 years old. They did an excellent job at creating this perception that they were the hottest brand in the world, and part of that is by putting all the media coverage that they got on their walls. You walk in there and you see #1 in product, #1 in franchising, #1 with franchisees, and you get excited because third-party validation is how you gain your ultimate credibility. So with Five Guys, they use their perception to create reality. If you actually read the stories on the wall, it has nothing to do with the location that all the press exists at. And there's other brands, like Buffalo Wings and Rings has done a nice job at implementing franchise development material into their system. Some brands are really creative. They'll put it on their napkins, and that's marketing within the four walls. It's looking at any place that you spend $1 and trying to extend the reach of it by putting a little bit of information on franchising. One of the disconnects that seems to happen frequently is that brands will put, for franchise opportunities, visit here. Well, that's kind of bland. And a lot of people don't even understand what franchising means. They might think it's licensing, they might think franchising is only gas stations. So many brands are using terms like own a as more of a general philosophy of, yeah, you have the ability to be a business owner in this brand. So Five Guys is nice, Buffalo Wings and Rings does a nice job, but really there's any brand that's willing to connect the dots between the marketing department and the franchise development department have taken the right steps to get in there. At some point, marketing agencies or PR agencies were smart to differentiate franchise development PR or franchise development communications from marketing communications. At the end of the day, I'm only going to buy your brand if I believe that consumers are going to care about it, because it really is about making money. The way to do that is to engage the audience that is already being your brand advocates and can look around and see the earnings claim that's already happening within your four walls.
Do you have any advice or ideas on how to make sure franchisees participate and put other franchisees' news on their own walls?
Yeah, it's really tough because franchisees typically don't want more franchisees in the marketplace, and that is a wrong mentality. If you're going to buy a franchise, if I were going to buy a franchise tomorrow, I would want as many people as possible around me so that, yeah, maybe I'm the pioneer of the brand in that marketplace, but the more people, the more buying power, the more brand awareness. And unfortunately, franchisees want to have the mentality in many cases that this is mine, stay away. The advice is start early. If you're a startup brand, start talking about it now. Talk about how you get franchise information into your four walls. If you're an existing brand, think of creative ways to tell that message. With Buffalo Wings and Rings, we were discussing with them how could they, as a legacy brand, implement that in there. And we said, well, celebrate the person that actually owns it. So in their foyer, they are putting stories about the actual owner in there, because it's all about the like me. People are going to buy because they're like, hey, that guy owns this, I could own this too. So if you reverse engineer it and try to make the franchisee that's in those units the hero and create the marketing materials around them as a human being versus buy us because of item 19 or buy us because we were ranked #1 in Entrepreneur 500, then at least you have a shot because the franchisee will feel like the local celebrity. And if you can do that, if you can make them feel great about being an owner, they will make others feel great. And there's the ultimate validation that will spread farther than your four walls.
Thank you.
Thank you.